Good morning, Internet. It has been quite some time since I made a prejudged and underestimated. Um, if you're joining us for the first time, my name's Steven, and this is prejudged and underestimated, even though it's been the months that it has been. I think the last one I did was in January, and it is August. So I just kind of skipped over a whole semester and summer break. I can't really use the reasoning behind being too busy because I never really was. I just didn't have anything to talk about, I guess. But now I do. I have stuff to talk about today. Starting with, I have moved. Per last update that we talked about, I was living in Hays, Kansas. But now I am back to my, I was going to say roots, but I started in Kansas. So back to Nebraska. They're not really roots. They're more like the very bottom of the tree after the roots. So the roots were there in Norton, and there's like the bottom of the tree is Nebraska, and then a little bit of higher up maybe is Hays. Now we're back to Nebraska. Just imagine it as a big old tree of the Midwest, where I've lived. But yeah, living in Kearney, Nebraska, which is named after Kearney. And so that's that. That's the history there. So that puts me a little bit closer to Omaha, which is where I went to college, for those of you who don't know. But I think basically everyone who watches this is like people I went to college with and my mom. So there's that. Hopefully my little brothers are watching this because the next section is for them, namely David. Thanks a lot, Jacob, for not even considering me. That'll all make sense in a second. Anyway, so yeah, moved to Kearney, living in a little apartment building there. Very fun. We finally have our own laundry machines, so that's exciting. Don't have to send our clothes home with Carlin's parents, like college students. Except for I actually did my laundry while I was in college. Don't let my mom fool you if she says otherwise. But yeah, so that's that. It's a new start. Looking forward to living in Nebraska again. It is altogether a pretty nice state. That's all I got for that. So there it is. I moved. Bam. Done. Simple. Not a whole lot more on that story. Second issue is my hat. This is a hat for the Douglas Puppet Foundation. Actually, that's not what it's called. It's Douglas Talks, which is short for Douglas Talks About Stuff. So I'm wearing this hat because it was given to me free for publicity on PreJudged. So that is ran by my old roommate, JJ Graves, who's doing his thing up in Omaha and kicking it, in the middle part of the tree of Steven's Midwest life. I don't know where that analogy came from. Which brings me to the main subject of this video. Actually, it doesn't bring me to that because it has nothing to do with that. Anyways, so there's been all these videos of celebrities. I'm not a celebrity, sadly. Not yet anyways, or probably ever, but one can dream. Doing this thing called the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. And if you haven't heard of that, you live under a rock that doesn't have ice, or celebrities, or the internet, which means probably no cats either. Like that guy. There he is. You can see him. The Ice Bucket Challenge, sometimes called the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, is an activity involved dumping a bucket of ice water on one's head or donating to the ALS Association. The ALS Association is short for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, which is also short for Lou Gehrig's disease. ALS, the amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, is also referred to as MND, motor neuron disease. So all in all, you got to know your alphabet to understand this stuff. It is a neurodegenerative disease with various causes, and it's characterized by muscle spasticity, rapidly progressive weakness due to muscle atrophy, difficulty in speaking, swallowing, and breathing. ALS is the most common of the 5 motor neuron diseases. So basically ALS is not good. It's no bueno. And ALS Association is trying to just bring some more awareness to it, because obviously I didn't know that it was called what it was called, and probably you didn't either, even though you've been watching these videos. Who even knows? You just were like, oh cool, Robert Downey Jr. dumped ice on his head for ALS. That's nice. You probably had no idea what that meant, but you thought it was cool because everyone's doing it, all these celebrities. And now I get to do it as well, thanks to David. Anyways, so now, after explaining all that as best as I can, you can Google the rest and read it yourself if you still don't understand. We move back to the Ice Bucket Challenge, which says that a nominated participant, which I was nominated by David, my little brother, in his Ice Bucket Challenge, the nominates have to dump a bucket of ice water on their head, and one common stipulation gives 24 hours, which is what I was given, yay, so that's why I have to do this today. But they have 24 hours to do it, otherwise they have to donate money to the charity. And then some things say you donate when you do it, and if you don't do it, you times that by 10. So if you donate 100 if you do it, 1,000 if you don't, 30 if you do, 300 if you don't, you know, something like that. So that is why you want to do it within the 24-hour frame, or else you're out a solid amount of money for a good cause. So, you know, even if you didn't do it and you had to pay out the nose, at least you're paying for a good cause. You may not get that car you wanted or the child, but you know what? You're helping with awareness and searching for the cure. So I guess that brings us to the next fun part of this, which is in fact the ALS challenge. I have a bucket of ice and stuff purchased at Norton Ice, which is Ron Kent, my wife's dad's business of ice in Norton. So if you're around that area, you know what? Kudos. You can buy that there.
So, as previously stated, Norton Ice, and this is my bucket, my ice. So, I do this for science. Okay. Bottoms up. Oh, that's fun. I nominate Julia Kent, Ashley Hildebrand, and ooh, that's like trickling down there, and Kevin Daniels, but he can't do it himself. It has to be his two kids, Cameron and Logan. So, you've been nominated. You have 24 hours to dump freezing cold water on your heads. Get it done, video recorded, all that jazz, or give money, or give money anyways. You know, it's a good cause. So that's all I got.
So that was freezing, and for a good cause. So is freezing for a good cause? No, it's not. No, I don't. Anyways, so those who were nominated, once again, in case you couldn't hear it over the sound of my chattering teeth, were Julia Kent, which is my sister-in-law, Ashley Hildebrand, which is one of my favorite YouTube channels, and Kevin Daniels, which was my last boss, who will probably hate me for this, and his kids will love me. Yes, that's what I live for. Other people's children's love. So yeah, that's that. My shout out for the day, aside from Norton Ice and Douglas and all that stuff, is a really good friend of mine. His name is Derek Arthur, and he is going to be very famous someday. And right now he has this awesome video going around. I'm going to put in the link, but just share the heck out of it. We're going to get that all over the internet, and we're going to get him on SNL. It's like a buzzer. SNL. No, not SNL. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got for that. Random fact about me is that I know how to tie a bow tie now. I learned from my job interviews that I've had recently, and I was in fact offered a job based solely on that bow tie. Well, hopefully not solely on the bow tie. I kill at interviews, I'm told. And so, that being said, that was my video. Remember, the bucket challenge is for a good cause, so if anyone nominates you, go ahead and do it. Just get the word out for ALS, and we can hopefully kick it soon. Maybe. I don't, you know, every little bit helps, so that's all I got. So, those three. I want to see videos within 24 hours of when I post this, and other than that, you guys have a good day. Hopefully, I'll get videos up sooner now that everything's kind of calmed down and all that, and so That's all I got. Peace out, Internet. We'll see you soon. We're going with. And in the end, oh my goodness, your sheep got big. Did that happen just today?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yesterday, actually.
Oh, fantastic.
Because we went yesterday. It's you.
Sorry. My wife is playing Harvest Moon. For those of you who don't know what that is, it is...
Don't do it.
It's farming on a video game. So every farmer in the world is probably questioning your decision to do that. Like, why would you do that? Ask my dad. I don't know.